you'll notice it's usually a one-way directed thing. I might be out there with my whiteboard. Can I have 5 minutes of your time? You pick the claim. I'd like to ask you some questions. And then usually it goes about 20, 30 minutes. Sometimes these conversations go fairly long, but it's often a one-way type of thing where it can be a back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It really can. And it probably even should.
Yeah. I feel like that's the next level of it, right? Is you have the one-way street is kind of like an introductory course into this thing exists. I'm going to now challenge you. But the next level up is whenever that person turns around and starts asking the questioner questions, because now you're sharing information, you're getting closer to the truth by two competing people trying to understand each other better, right? As opposed
Exactly.
to just, yeah.
Now, you may notice in earlier videos, you probably remember this, but if sometimes people would ask me mid-conversation or even at the start, well, before we get into examining my claim, can I know where you stand on it? And I would often try to set that onto the back burner and say something like, well, if you don't mind, I'd like to explore your position first, and then you can ask me any questions you want. That was usually my pat answer because I didn't want to influence them. I didn't want them to become defensive if I disagreed with them or more compliant if we happened to agree. I wanted to stay objective. However, when you do that, a lot of the comments under these videos were something to the effect of, what are you hiding? Why aren't you revealing your position? See, this is disingenuous because you're not sharing your view, when I was intentionally not doing that because I didn't want to influence them. Now, what I learned is that because of that feedback and experimentation, I'm totally comfortable sharing my view in a way that I think would still keep the person open. It might even give me an opportunity to model some behaviors that I would like to see into them. So if they were asking me some questions, I might intentionally add a few seconds longer to think about it and get my words straight before I responded to them. Because if they allowed me the opportunity to question them, maybe they would be a little bit more civil and contemplative when I ask those questions in return. So you can definitely mix it up. Oh, the other thing I found is that sometimes revealing your position, well, it can actually open them up because maybe they know somebody who has that same view, or they're actually entertaining that view. And now they're grateful to finally have encountered somebody who is thinking about this thing that they've been thinking about. So you never know where it's going to go. But ultimately, I really want to try to make it, and this is, I think, what we're trying to do in street epistemology, is making it about them. Let's use your words. Let's identify your claim, your level of certainty that this is true. Let's get to the reasons that contribute to your confidence that this is true. And then let's get into the methodology. It's all about you. And we can shift it back and forth. But I think you lose a little momentum of driving down to the foundation of what's propping this all up when you have these interruptions of a back and forth. But I definitely understand that to be an honest civil conversation partner, you probably have to allow that back and forth.